What is up, Pokemon World? Pumpkinlord back here again with you guys. I just want to start off by saying I apologize for the low quality on my audio on my previous videos. It's something I'm always working on. This is actually a best of three VGC 2016 set with my good friend KhromelordVGC, and I've been actually teaching him how to play Pokemon VGC for a while, and it's pretty scary because he's naturally good at strategy games, and he picks up really quick. So I knew it would be a challenge, like once he caught on and everything. So he's actually using a team he built himself. He built this team whenever he first started playing VGC 2016 at the very beginning of the season, and yeah, he's running reindeer. So Xerneas, Kyogre, uh, Talonflame, Aegislash, Cresselia, and Kangaskhan. So I was actually using Wolfie's Worlds team, uh, but minus the Raichu and with the Landorus instead. It's Choice Scarf Landorus. So um, if you're not familiar, Wolfie's Worlds team was the Kyogre, Rayquaza, Bronzong, Gengar, Hitmontop, and then the Raichu, where I have actually a Landorus in the Raichu's place. So we'll see how this goes for you guys. I was excited to play my friend here because like he's been practicing a little bit, and I was curious to see like where he is. Like it's kind of like a Jedi master teaching an apprentice, but like I'm scared because like maybe the apprentice is gonna start getting better than the master, but it's not really saying much. So let's see. So I lead with my Hitmontop and my Gengar, and he leads with his Talonflame and his Kangaskhan. Excuse me. So whenever I go up against teams with Xerneas, I like to start out with my Gengar and my Hitmontop usually. So I opted to do that, but he led with that classic Talonflame and Kangaskhan, and here I was thinking about, okay, what should I do? I should I He has a faster fake out, so if I if I fake out, he can't fake out my Gengar obviously, so he's most likely gonna fake out my Hitmontop. If he doesn't, he's gonna like Brave Bird double edge it or something. So I'm thinking to myself, I should probably, on the off chance that he doesn't fake out my Hitmontop and it doesn't get KO'd, um, I want to close combat the Kangaskhan. But it has the eject button, so even if he did like if he fake outs, it's gonna get eject, and I'm gonna get to switch in somebody else. If he Brave Birds, I'm gonna get to eject and so forth. So I was thinking I should probably just close combat into the Kangaskhan, and with my Gengar, I was let's see, I was thinking that I need to get a burn on the Kangaskhan, but it's like should I Sludge Bomb the Talonflame, or should I just go ahead and try to get the burn off onto the Kangaskhan? So I opt to Mega Evolve on this because I didn't bring my Rayquaza. I brought my Hitmontop and my Gengar, and then I brought my Bronzong and my Kyogre in the back. So I Mega Evolve my Gengar, and as you can see, the his Kangaskhan fakes out my Hitmontop, and I get to eject. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, do I want to switch in my Bronzong here, or do I want to switch in my Kyogre? And I'm like, well, I don't want to take a Brave Bird on my Kyogre. I don't really want to take damage on my Bronzong either, because I was thinking that he probably brought Xerneas. There's two in the back. I was thinking it was probably Xerneas and Kyogre. I mean, I could be wrong, um, but on the off chance that he decides to go for a Flare Blitz onto my Hitmontop to try to maybe get a burn on it, because possibly the Brave Bird wouldn't KO it because of the EV spread that I'm using. Maybe he was going to try to go for that, so I opted to send in my Kyogre in this slot actually, and get the rain up. So I was risking taking that Brave Bird onto the Kyogre. That would have not been good to take the Brave Bird and even some Kangaskhan damage onto the Kyogre. But of course the Kangaskhan is intimidated, so his damage output isn't very high at this point. And as you can see, he does. He uses the Flare Blitz, and it fizzles out in the rain. I'm able to get the burn off on the Kangaskhan on this turn here. I opted not to Sludge Bomb the Talonflame. I opted to actually burn the Kangaskhan. So with that Intimidate and that burn, his damage output is like almost nothing now. So I don't really have to really worry about the Kangaskhan. And plus, he can't even touch my Gengar with any of his moves except for Sucker Punch at this point. So I'm feeling really, really good about this. I'm feeling like that I have this game. My start game, I guess, had really done well. I just got to pull out my late game, and I pretty much have this game in the bag. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So here I'm like, okay, his Kangaskhan is burned. It can't touch my Gengar, so I don't really even need to pay attention to it. I mean, that much. So I opted to Sludge Bomb into the Talonflame slot here because it's going to do a decent amount of damage on that Talonflame, and I opt to go for the Protect onto my Kyogre, and since he can't hit my Gengar with this Kangaskhan, and his Talonflame is not going to be able to KO uh, my Kyogre, but I Protect anyway. So, and then I get the Sludge Bomb off on its excuse me, on his Talonflame, and that takes it down so far that guy's into the red. So he has a burned, intimidated Kangaskhan and a Talonflame that is like all the way down into the red. Excuse me. Uh, so I just like reinstates like that I'm feeling really, really good about this game. Like I just got to take care of pretty much who he has in the back, and I got it wrapped up. So he gets the priority Brave Bird off, and I could have switched here into my Bronzong, but I opted to stay in, and I took the Brave Bird onto my Kyogre. I don't know if that was the best move, but I ended up I was able to get the Sludge Bomb onto the Kangaskhan, and I was like, hooray! I KO the Kangaskhan, but it hangs on, guys. It hangs on with like 1 HP, and it gets a double edge. It's a burned, intimidated double edge, but nonetheless, it gets the double edge off on my Kyogre, and it takes itself out in the recoil. But still, that's damage I did not need and want to have on my Kyogre, and it's just that Kangaskhan surviving with 1 health, like Chromelord, he was like, oh my god, like you could see the look on my face. I was like, dude. But anyway, he sends in his last 2, and just as I expected, he did have his Xerneas in the back, nice shiny Xerneas, and his Kyogre. So he has both his restricted mons out on the field now. That's really, really good for him. I mean, that's always good in the late game to have your restricted mons, right? So conserve them for the end. I mean, he did a decent amount with his Talonflame Kangaskhan, like despite me intimidate, burn, and getting that early Sludge Bomb onto the Talonflame. So at this point, I'm like, okay, he's either going to Geomancy or he's going to Moonblast into probably my Kyogre. So if he Geomancies, I can just get a Sludge Bomb onto him. If he doesn't Geomancy and he Moonblasts into my Kyogre, then he's going to be able to KO. So I opt to protect my Kyogre, and he actually opts to protect with his as well. So both Kyogres on the field protecting. I get the Sludge Bomb off onto his Xerneas, and his Xerneas gets off a Dazzling Gleam. So I wasn't sure if he was going to go for Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam right there, but it chunks my Gengar. It doesn't do too much with the EV spread that I have on there. But my Kyogre is at such a low amount of health right now that it's worrisome. I know that in the back I have Hitmontop, Bronzong. So and my Gengar is like still in the green, so it has a little chunk taken out of it, um, but yeah, I only have 1 restricted in this battle. So with Bronzong, can I take out his Kyogre, which is at full health, with a Bronzong and a Hitmontop? What do I need to do to take out his Kyogre here and not take any unwanted damage from that Xerneas that's still on the field? So excuse me, guys, excuse me. So yeah, like a game that was under wraps in my head. Like I'm not too worried, but like I'm still thinking about in the back how I only have the Hitmontop and the Bronzong, and the Bronzong was supposed to be for the Kyogre. I mean, I'm sorry, the Bronzong was supposed to be for the Xerneas, but I mean the Xerneas is at such a low amount of health now, And as you can see, guys, he just gets a Moonblast off on my Kyogre and takes it out. And that was the misplay right there. I protected with my Gengar, and his Xerneas is able to get a Moonblast on my Kyogre and take it out. See, I should have Sludge Bombed the Xerneas right there. I don't know what I was thinking. It was just a pure misplay on my on my part. So that was not a very good decision on my half. It costed me my Kyogre, which was already at low health anyway, but I would have taken out their Xerneas right there, and it wouldn't have been able to take out my Kyogre. And then my Kyogre would possibly been able to get out some damage. You know, depending on which Kyogre is faster here. But I fake out the Xerneas, and it KOs. It does KO. So all he has left is his Primal Kyogre, which now has taken a Sludge Bomb, and I still have my Bronzong in the back. But I'm thinking, Bronzong, he only has Gyro Ball. He doesn't. I don't have any attack EVs on my Bronzong, so he can't even really do that much damage. And as you can see, he Origin Pulses and it gets a crit on my Hitmontop, and it takes it out, and it KOs it. And he misses the Origin Pulse on my Gengar, thankfully. So if he would have gotten the KO on my Gengar with that as well, if he would have hit my Gengar right there as well, the game would have been just over right there. Because my Bronzong, it can't do anything against that healthy of a Primal Kyogre. So, like, I'm really, really sweating at this point. Like, how did this happen, guys? Like, it was that one play where I should have Sludge Bombed into the Xerneas, and I should have gotten the extra damage with my Kyogre onto his Kyogre. And then possibly that Sludge Bomb that happened earlier maybe would have taken out his Kyogre. But as you can see, I Sludge Bomb again, and it doesn't take out his Kyogre. He leaves him in the yellow, and he gets the OP off. He gets the Origin Pulse off, and it takes off my Gengar, which is not surprising. Gengar is not that bulky, but I choose to Trick Room right here, guys, because I'm thinking in my head, next turn he's just going to be able to be faster than my Bronzong and take it out with another Origin Pulse, unless it misses. But I wanted to have the speed advantage here, so I Trick Room, and at this point now it's my Gyro Ball on his Primal Kyogre. Will it KO? If it doesn't, I lose. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, my Gyro Ball. There's no way my Gyro Ball is going to KO this Kyogre. I lost this game on that misplay, guys. I lost this game on this misplay, and it just goes to show that, like, Chromelord, he's such a good at strategy games, like that he can just like figure out what to do, and it's scary, guys. It's scary, like. All right, the Gyro Ball comes out here. Oh, and it does not KO. Like I did not think that was gonna KO. It did not KO, and my hopes and dreams were smashed right there. He gets the Origin Pulse. It does hit. If it would have missed, would have I gotten another Gyro Ball off? It would have it KO'd. Oh man, guys, that was crazy. Okay, so I was like, my hopes and dreams are smashed. Okay, I just got beat by the person who I'm teaching Pokemon. No big deal, no big deal. That just means that my teaching skills are like working, right? So, so, all right. So game 2, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys game 2 tomorrow. So that's something you guys can look forward to. You can tune in tomorrow and catch game 2. I should upload it at a relatively good hour, so you guys can catch it and everything. But yeah, that was so crazy, and like in my head, I'm like, I probably shouldn't bring my Bronzong next time. But all right, guys, peace.